Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to show you the effective stretching for your lower back pain. I made 3 videos related to lower back pain. So the video number 1, I explained about the reason and causes of the lower back pain, one of the common causes. So please watch that one before you start stretching and exercising. So this is number 2. Also, I have the same stretching exercise but in sitting down on the chair version. And also number 3 is coming. That's going to be the core muscle training for your lower back pain. Okay, so let's get started. Lying down on your back. And so if you get confused on right or left side because you're watching me in the video, don't worry, you can just start with the one side and just switch to the other side. Usually I start always right side and then switch to the left. So bring the right knee towards the chest. Your back is nice and straight, so your lower back is down on the floor, and if you can, straighten your opposite leg. So the stretching you have to feel always nice and comfortable. Never bring it to the status of the pain. And the breathing is long and gentle. And you can imagine that you can stretch and pull a little bit more when you breathe out. And let's do the other side. Bring the left knee closer to the chest. So either you can keep the both knees bent, or you can bring your foot a little bit away or completely away from your pelvis. Both legs are bent on the floor, and now bring the right foot above the ankle, just below the left knee. Okay, hips square. So now you can take your left thigh and pull towards your tummy. You can slightly block your right thigh with your arm, and you are feeling the stretching in your right, so outside hip. Now bring the foot down, and this leg goes on top of the left leg. So it's like you're crossing the both legs, and then bring the both knee to the opposite side. So now my right leg is on top, and I'm lowering the both knee to the left side. And then my face turning to the other side. To avoid the lower back excess curve, draw your belly slightly in. Do the other side. Both feet down, hips square, cross. So put just above the ankle of the left foot, and bring the right knee closer to the chest. Blocking and slightly, just gently pushing away your thigh. I love this stretching. This is why you have all the sciatic nerves going through, so it's very important to keep your hips released. Okay, and then down, now across, and then lower to the opposite side. Okay, bring the both knee closer to the chest, and then slowly just lie down, turn on one side, and then getting up. So next is the hip stretch. I explained you about the relation of your hip joint and the lower back, so please watch the first video. So let's start with the one leg, right leg. So hamstring, so the back of the thigh. Keep the hip square and keep your leg in a line. So you can just find the nice and comfortable but it's good stretch, not forcing, nice and comfortable, gentle. And if you can will go a little bit more down, keep your hands on the floor, please do so, but it's up to you. You do it in your range, in your flexibility. So as a hamstring, you have the three muscles. So it's the one part is that center and turn out and to access the external part. So it's turning out slightly your leg, but keep your toes and knees always aligned. So you're turning from your hip joint. Not that much, about 30 degrees. Small turning, small angle. Now turning in. So while you're turning, you can feel the different muscles. And then back to the center. And then one more time, stretch. Imagine that someone pushing your hips backwards, but your foot try to go forward. Cool. So now bend this leg. And now feel the stretch of the opposite leg, but the front hip. So keep the hips upright. That means you don't curve your lower back. So draw your tummy in and up, drawing the pelvic bone up and activate the glute. If you have a difficulty to hold the balance, do it closer to the wall, then you can hold the wall or chair or sofa, anything. So if you can do it more, take the other foot. It's optional. So if you have a knee pain or knee issue, please don't do, because that's going to be too much weight on your knee. You can put something soft like cushions under your knees or rolling the mat to make it much softer, because my mat is Pilates mat. It's very elastic. But if you do it on the yoga mat, probably it's a bit too hard. And also I have sitting on the chair stretching version. So if you have a knee issue, you can do it on the chair. And then tap. Okay, so let's switch the legs. So now left foot in front. So hips square. Bring the hips back first, but it's your foot going forward. Okay, so back is nice and straight, and then go down towards your left leg, turning out slightly, and turning in, as if you are separating your foot and hips. Now center, straight line, and go again more, do a little bit more stretching. Now bend your knee and then pushing the hip, drive your hips forward to open up. Lower back is nice and straight, draw your tummy in, activate your glute and activate your abdominal. That helps to open up more, okay? So if you sit down too much, doing the too long hours desk work, PC work, you fall all the time here, so it's get really tight. It's so important to open the front part of the hip joint. Optional, a little bit more stretching. Okay, so you don't need to. If you feel enough stretch, just keep your foot down. Nice and release. Okay. Cool. So the next one is Right, and so we're gonna do the stretching of these big muscles, starting from the pelvis and then covering the lower back, and then go to the side and attach to the arm bone, so it's connected till your arm. Okay, so start. Have your forearm of the left on the floor, and then putting the head on your arm. Now I want you to reach your hands just forward. Feel the big stretch all the way up. Again, I want you to not to make too much curve here, so draw your tummy in and up and reaching the hand. If you have restriction to raise your arms in this position because of frozen shoulder or whatever, then you can just keep your hands wherever you feel comfortable, but just bring the hips backwards. Nice stretch. I love this. Imagine someone staying behind you and then pulling gently your hips backwards. Now, other hand, so cross forearms, and head is resting on the forearms, and reach the one hand and hips away from each other. And I like to feel the difference. Sometimes I feel my right side is restricted, so I think it's my right side is tighter. So find out, feel what's the difference in your body, right or left or front and back. Okay.